Okay, how's everybody holding up? Oh my god, the spin that's out there right now. So we're going to go ahead and review. We'll throw cards and we'll review what we had picked up over the last couple of weeks. As I had said in the previous videos, we're just going to talk objectively about what I felt and what I think maybe where we may be headed. About a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I had said that the energy was going to get heavier and heavier in March, and people were just going to be beside themselves, depressed, distraught, etc. The energy gets really, really heavy starting around March 11th, and then it just got more and more and more depressed. And then the energy starts to become more optimistic in April. I said that Rod Rosenstein would be brought back with applause and he would be allowed to finish the case. That in history, Rosenstein would be remembered for the mandate because it saved democracy. And over time, he would be given high honors. I said that the investigation would eventually lead to sealed indictments or plea deals from the president and his children in exchange for a lesser charge. That the actual impeachment hearings and the public investigation will center around the Trump Tower meeting and the testimony of Hope Hicks, who I believe spoke in front of a grand jury and now has immunity. The president will be, they will focus on evidence of obstruction, and obstruction, along with the obstruction or examples of obstruction by the president that they will focus on includes witness tampering, that he tampered with the testimony of his son. He lied to the feds. There's some question about whether or not he was entirely honest on the documents that he returned back to Mueller. He engaged in witness intimidation. He solicited, I don't know what that means exactly, but he was trying to manipulate people to come over to his side in some respect. He engaged in, there's evidence for conspiracy to defraud the American voter by bribing people to be silent. There's evidence of a genuine recklessness and disregard for the office he holds. So that is what I wrote down. And that was documented on March 18th, 2019. So we're now further along. Let's see how it goes. But it looks like we're working towards that Barr and the Republicans felt that the Mueller investigation was getting too much attention. It was out of control. That from the Republican perspective, Donald Trump had been vilified and found guilty before anything had been presented. And it had become chaos. Nobody could get their work done, and Donald Trump was having a lot of emotional stress due to the investigation. And meanwhile, there was no indictment. There was nothing showing that he was guilty, but he was guilty in the press. He was vilified in the press, and that was tainting any potential jury pool in the future. Should he be indicted? Should he be indicted by SDNY or for other crimes? There's evidence that, for example, they were blackmailing people, he and Michael Cohen, that they're under investigation now with SDNY because Cohen was possibly involved with the Russian mafia and was a go-between for business dealings between Russia, the mafia, and Donald Trump. So that's part of the investigation. Julian Assange was arrested a couple of days ago. Remember when I had said that the British are coming, that we're going to start seeing the British moving in, the British intelligence, being more active, more cooperation. We're going to start hearing from the British. Well, Julian Assange was taken into custody by the British. The British did show up. So I think everyone needs to calm down. You have to realize that Mueller has publicly said that Roger Stone, they intercepted phone calls between Roger Stone and Julian Assange, who's currently in custody. So relax, everyone needs to relax. It was just from Barr's perspective, it was tainting the investigation. There was too much attention on Mueller, who's back at work. And this was a preliminary report. And based on where the evidence is right now, the strongest case they have is obstruction, which is what? The Tower meeting and the fact that he obstructed the testimony of his son, etc., etc., etc. So we're moving in that direction. Everybody needs to calm down. This was a it feels like it's a preliminary report. The investigation is still going on. It's been divided up, and it will continue. Stone is going back to court in November. And that just feels objectively without Republican or Democratic spin. And we should just try and without emotion try to look at the energy. And that is what it looks like to me. The investigation will continue on, and they'll continue to try and find out what the president knew, and they'll continue to build an obstruction case against him. And probably this president will still move towards resignation. I can't see him running in 220. Because there's just the case isn't going, these cases are not going away, and in fact, there are so many trials and so many investigations going on. Let everybody have their fun right now, but we haven't even seen the report yet. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and I want to see where the Mueller investigation is going to go over the next few weeks, because Mueller is still at work. And I also want to throw on Julian Assange today. Let's take a look. I burnt my finger, so I have to be careful the way that I shuffle. I have a boo-boo. All right. What is going on this week with the investigation? Will we see the Mueller report? That's what I want to know. Will our eyes be open? I'm looking for that High Priestess. Some people are looking at it because I got a hit that in the wee hours of the night, a select group of people were allowed to mull over the report. And I documented that yesterday, that at 4 p.m. we would receive the public release of the statement by Barr, and then the actual report itself, a select group of people were allowed to see it, and they combed over it early last night. So let's just take a look and see if I knew the public was not going to be allowed to see this. I know we all wanted to see it, but this is an international espionage investigation. They're not going to let us see this stuff. All right. The Mueller report. Will we be able to see anything in the coming weeks? Mastery and excellence of one's product. We're going to see a redacted report. I think that these investigations are ongoing. Confusion, grief. The judgment hasn't come down yet. It sits in the fourth house or the top of the card chart. There's the offer. Again, Ace of Cups. It keeps talking about an offer. We're in the middle of the investigation, and the president is going to probably take a lesser sentence. Coming out of Ten of Swords, devastation, smoother waters ahead. It keeps saying the same thing. A judgment's coming that's going to create a smoother situation for everyone. Coming out of a state of grief, devastation, mastery. The Tower is here. People are freaking out. This is the Tower everyone's talking about. It's hitting now. The Mueller report. People are devastated. People are upset. What is going on around it? Strength, hopes and fears, stable foundation, and we get a stable foundation. 9 of Pentacles. Windfall. A windfall. This suggests a windfall. Negotiations, temperance. There's an international component to it. And the investigation is ongoing. The investigation is not completed. There's no indication here that that there's a completion. And furthermore, they're still working. And I really just feel that what we have gotten is not the conclusion, but an update. All right, so I just can't stress this enough how it feels energetically to me. This investigation, the Mueller investigation, it's not done, and all we saw was a 4-page synopsis of where the investigation is right now. Again, Stone isn't going to be in court until November. Okay, let's look at Julian Assange now and see what's going to happen, if he's going to negotiate, if they are going to get a plea deal from him, and if he's going to, he refuses to share his Russian contacts. The British are coordinating, I think, with the United States to see if they can get some kind of confession or subpoena of Assange. So that, I guess, probably is going to be happening relatively soon, within the next few weeks, I think. Let's just go ahead and shuffle, but this may be that British energy coming in that we had talked about a couple of, where we're going to see more open communication between the United States and British intelligence. I think it has to do with this Julian Assange arrest. Okay, let's look. The British, Julian Assange in custody. Why is nobody talking about this? Instead, they keep talking about how the president didn't do anything. Did the president flip? That's with Julian Assange. What will be with Julian Assange? Will he flip? Will he get a deal? Will he go to prison in the United States? Will he be facing espionage charges? Julian Assange. Celebrations. The King of Cups is celebrating. There's a celebration going on, and it just feels like a smoother, things are just getting better. I know people are upset, but it just feels to me like the energy has actually gotten lighter, and we can see here cups moving in again. 3 of Cups and King of Cups offers. I think Julian Assange might eventually start turning evidence over to the feds. Right now, 2 of Swords, he's refusing to cooperate. He's facing extradition to the United States. 2 of Pentacles right over him. He's facing charges in multiple countries, so As soon as he faces charges in one country, he'll be extradited to another. For a number of criminal charges in multiple countries, including tax evasion with him as well, by the way. He's facing a lifetime of jail. You can see the Eight of Swords moving in the fourth house, or above in his Celtic cross. I call it the fourth house. And below, which I call the third house. Or excuse me, the fourth house is the third house. Heartbreak. As above, so below, facing jail. Behind, coming out of a point of stability towards wish granted, could get out of jail. Wish granted regarding what? This looks like a plea deal of some type, an offer. Hopes and fears, the devil, and the final outcome, victory, Ace of Swords. Victory. Clarification, an offer. So, how this will most likely play itself out, there's multiple charges against Julian Assange, and extradition is definitely likely. He's facing charges for rape in Sweden. It looks like some kind of tax or financial investigation in Australia, and he's facing criminal charges in Britain and the United States. I believe they want to extradite him to the United States. He's in a lot of legal trouble. However, the Two of Cups pushes in along with an Ace of Swords, which would suggest that in exchange for giving the names or information about his contacts, he could get a lesser sentence and possibly some type of protection or immunity. It's very interesting. The King of Cups is always the man who comes in and gives the offer. Offers of peace, Two of Cups, even partnership, and Ace of Swords as his outcome, victory. But he's facing that Eight of Swords in that third house, coming in with heartbreak in the fourth. Multiple charges, but an opportunity to negotiate if he's willing to start naming names. There's a lot of exciting, interesting things going on as they wind down. They start arresting some of the people that were part of this hacking, and we're just going to have to be patient. But in terms of the future of this president, his problems are far from over, and he will be facing impeachment hearings for obstruction of justice, witness tampering, witness intimidation, bribery, etc. So let them enjoy the rest of March, stay calm and relax, and just let things unfold as they will, because we're just getting started. All right. Please be okay, everyone. Stop worrying. Yeah, I'm sure everything's going to be fine. Take care, everyone. We'll see you. Bye.